Today we're introducing one of the most requested features in Kittl, vector masking with the pen tool. You can now create custom masks directly with the pen tool, giving you full control over how textures, shapes, and illustrations interact. The clipping mask system in Kittl still works just like our existing presets, but now you can draw your own shapes, flatten text or illustrations, and use them as containers for other elements. We'll look at how create and apply masks, add textures to specific elements using blending modes, and flatten text and illustrations to use as mask containers. So that's a game changer inside Kittl, and I'm really excited to show you. So whether you're adding detail to typography, building layered compositions, or clipping complex artwork, this update makes it easier than ever to control your design. So let's do it. I'm gonna walk you through on how to use vector masking with the pen tool in Kittl. But first, before I demonstrate anything, I just wanted to let you know that the masks elements are still available on our elements library. So you can go ahead and choose a preset and use just as you used to. But the difference is that now you can also create your own shapes with the pen tool and let your creativity be endless. So I'm gonna start with something really simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit P for the pen tool, but you can also see the pen tool icon here on the bottom panel. But for convenience, we can just hit P, which is the shortcut for the pen tool. And I'm gonna start drawing something random, like a blob or something. Okay, we have our shape. I'm gonna delete this border and add a color. And you see that the shape will behave just like a vector object. So I can double click on the object and I can edit the anchor points. I can delete them if I want. I can add anchor points. I can, distort them. It behaves just like a vector object. We can also scale our object and rotate it. Okay, it's an abstract shape for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for an image to clip to our object. I'm on our images library, but you can also upload your own image, or generate it with AI, whatever you're looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one, and I'm gonna scale to cover the entire object we just created. So I'm gonna go ahead, super simple, and I'm gonna click and drag both the object we just created with the pen tool and the image, and I'm gonna right click and select use as mask. And boom, there we go. And we have our image masked to the object we just created. We just drew with the pen tool. You can also use the shortcut, which is Command if you're on a Mac or Control if you're on a PC, Shift M, and it's gonna do the same thing. You're gonna have your image masked. One thing to be aware of, make sure your image is on top of the object, not underneath it. The object cannot be on top of the image. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna mask. You need to have the vector object underneath your image. So yeah, you're aware of that. The image clipped to this object we just created will behave just like the images you can clip to our existing mask presets. So for example, if we triple click in the image, we can still adjust the image on photo filters. For example, we can desaturate, we can add more contrast, we can add brightness, we can add noise. You can go ahead and play around with the photo filter. You can also still remove the background, you can vectorize, you can upscale, you can do basically anything you're able to do with the image that's not clipped. If you double click on a mask, you're able to edit the vector shape itself. So for example, I want to change the background color, so I'm doing red, which we're not able to see because the image is on top. But let's say I want this mask to be red. Why? For what reason? If you can see the color. If you go ahead and triple click on the image again and play around with the blending mode, let's do color burn. This one's fun. Or color dodge. Oh yes, I like this. The blending mode will adjust to the color you set to the object mask. So yeah, that's really cool. That's a really cool effect. You can also scale the image inside the mask, and you can rotate the image inside the mask. All right, Cool. Another thing is that you can stack images inside one mask, so that's perfect to apply textures to a particular element you have on your artwork. So for example, let's look for paper texture here. Let's see if we can find anything. All right, so I'm gonna take this paper texture. First of all, I need to select the mask, and I'm going to add the paper texture to the mask. So as you can see, the paper texture is masked on top of the image we masked first. And then the same thing, we just need to triple click and play around with the blending mode. Let's see, multiply, we can reduce the opacity, and now we have a cool paper texture situation going on here. All right, that's very cool. Now we're going to apply mask to flattening illustrations. Here's how you can do it. You can go ahead and go to our elements library. Let's choose an illustration. Okay. All right. I'm going to choose this flower right here. You see that there's a lot going on here. We have a lot of different colors, multiple colors. It's a really complex vector. We're not going to be able to mask anything to the flower shape, to the element shaped like this. So what we have to do first is we have to select the illustration, go to shape builder and click union. And now we have our illustration flattened, and we're finally able to mask something to the shape that we have right here. All right, so same thing, we can go ahead and select an image. I'm going to select this random image, place on top of our vector shape, and hit Command Shift M. And now we have our image shaped to a illustration. Next thing that's also really cool is we can turn flattened text into a mask. So let me write something here. Kittl is awesome. All right, cool. I'm gonna select this font because I think it's a cool font. All right, now we have our text here. It behaves like a text. So the first thing we need to do is we need to right click on our text and select outline text. We also have a shortcut for this, which is Command if you're on a Mac or Control if you're on a PC, Shift, and then your text is gonna start behaving like a vector object. So for example, if you double click on it, you can see the anchor points, and you can also add anchor points, delete anchor points, adjust anchor points, but we don't want to do this now, so it's good as it is. Let's test the masking. We also need to flatten this text. So we're gonna go ahead and click union again on the shape builder, and now it will behave as one shape. Same thing, we can choose let's choose like a texture thing, like grass, like a textured image, you know? Same thing, scale your image to cover the object, select both, and Command Shift M. And there you go, you have your image masked to your text. And that's vector masking in Kittl now. It's simple, it's flexible, but it's very powerful and full of possibilities. As I mentioned, you can still use all of our masked elements, but now you have the freedom to draw whatever shape you have in mind. So go ahead and experiment with layering, textures, shapes, and types with the new vector masking update. And if you're new here, this is the perfect time to jump into Kittl. You can sign up for free using the link in the description and try out vector masking, plus explore all of our templates, graphics, textures, and powerful design tools. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts down in the comments, especially if there are more features you'd love to see in Kittl. We're always collecting your feedback and looking at ways to bring those ideas into future updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!